Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. To begin a quick little North Carolina swing over the next couple of weeks. Next week we're at the Charlotte Motors Heatway. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern at the Cheerwine 200 from The Rock. Going to be a very interesting race. This race is going to probably play out a lot like ISM did. However, it's 12 laps longer than when we went to Phoenix, so keep that in mind. You're going to have to maneuver 50 laps around this place. That's the most laps of any race this season, tied with Bristol and Iowa. So it is, in fact, over 200 miles, shortened, of course, to 25% of that length, which is a little over 50 miles they'll be racing here at the Rockingham Speedway tomorrow. We're here to qualify, 10-minute session to set the starting lineup in the 5th race of the season. Of course, last week, Madison Toll was able to survive and get the race victory at pit stops right at the end of the event. We hope that that does not happen this week. But we'll have pit stops in tomorrow's race, so we'll have to see how that all shakes out. But Madison Toll, with her race victory, is now only 12 points behind her points leader, McAngelo Nwangu. And Nwangu has led in the points since his victory at Las Vegas earlier this season. Fisher G is the only driver top 5 in points without a race victory this season. He's had a very strong season in the number 43 machine. He's 5 points behind. Zachary Fitzwater is also 5 points behind in the number 9. And then Chase Marks, the ISM race winner, is 20 points behind, coming into the 5th race of the season here at the Rockingham Speedway. It's going to be one of the longer races of the season, time-wise. Of course, last week's race took a total about 17 minutes. I would expect this one to take a little bit longer than that. But either way, we're here. And we're looking forward to one change in ownership. We got another owner driver, Josh Williamson, now the owner of the Autism Speaks Racing team, number 99. We'll have to see how Williamson can do in that number 99 as he continues to figure this truck out. They have not had a good season so far, but they're going to figure something out, I guarantee it. And right now, 10th here in qualifying, so not too bad for the rookie driver. Trey Smith, however, is the fastest guy in town right now. Fastest time in the number 35 machine. Then it's Eli Bright. Now McAngelo Nwangu going to the top of the board. And where are you starting this race? It's definitely very significant to where you finish. Passing is not as frequent as what we saw last week at Atlanta. No question about it. It's still very possible we'll see a few passes for the race lead, but relatively where you start is where you'll finish. And Nwangu, our points leader, is hoping to pull that point lead back up a little bit. Of course, he had it up to 19 points at one point, and it's now down to 5 points after a mediocre run at Atlanta. He just got beat off by Dan Park and Andrew Ross. They're now ahead of him. So is Dale Lightning. Skylar Perry going to the 3rd position. But Dan Park, the Rainey Motorsports driver, right now the fastest guy in town. There's Andrew Ross in the number 22. Great run there for Railfan Motorsports. And the runner-up in the championship last year. I've yet to see Andrew Ross really come strong in a race yet, but I definitely would not be surprised if he came home with a victory this weekend, especially after that run that he just put on right there. 98, Matt Tuck up to 5th. Owen Miles took that position for a split second. Nick Smith is up to the 6th position. Miles is 7th. Nwangu is 8th. Trey Smith, Eli Bright, the top 10. They're all led by Dan Park right now in the number 2. Not quite halfway through this session here at the Rockingham Speedway. You actually see the lap times, and I believe the lap times here are just a little bit slower than what they are at the ISM Raceway, which is a little bit interesting considering that the two racetracks are about the same length. But it's still going to be a bit of a long race for these guys. First time this race has ever been 50 laps long, so it'll definitely take a while to get this race done tomorrow, at least in relative terms for the Truck Series. Jesse Turner has just joined the top 10, now 10th in the number 75 machine. There he is. He's going to come down the pit lane. He almost won the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here in season number 7 back in 2018. Was in a battle with Patrick Smith and Daniel McMillan. Ran out of gas near the end of the race and led way to McMillan grabbing the race victory. But Jesse Turner, very good run for him in this qualifying session at the Rockingham Speedway so far. Currently 10th fastest as Dan Park continues to be the fastest guy here in Cheerwine 200 qualifying. Madison Toll, of course, last week's winner. Not the best of runs, 23rd right now for her. Of course, this is a veterans racetrack. The drivers who have won this race before in the Turkey Hill Truck Series include Trey Bartow, who won the first 2 of these races here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series at the Rockingham Speedway, and he's back in the Truck Series this season, so watch out for Bartow. Of course, Bartow right now is 31st. I don't know if he's going to have much of a factor in the race tomorrow, but he won here 2 times in a row in the first 2 truck races here. Stuart Gratton won this race in season number 4. Of course, we all know he is a legendary driver on F-Fans. As a matter of fact, won the championship the season before he won that race in season number 4. Won the championship in season number 3. And this guy, the defending race winner of the Cheerwine 200, John Arndt, went on to win the championship after winning this race last year. So, you know, John Arndt's a great driver. If I'm not mistaken, he won 3 times last year. I know the other place was ISM. I want to say he got another win at some point throughout last season, and I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not 100% sure where it was. But, of course, our defending champion here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series would love to win again here at the Rock. He's currently 18th fastest right now with about 3 minutes remaining in Rockingham qualifying. But Dan Park, after putting up that 25.255, is the fastest driver in the session. McAngelo Nwangwu moved himself back up to the 5th position. And Nwangwu is definitely shaping up for a great season, a great rookie season. And then number 78 in JSS Motors. They have had a great season so far up to this point. Got a race victory in their second race. Have somebody who went around. Do not see any major contact anywhere, however, so it looks like we're all good. But still, as I was about to say, McAngelo Nwangwu has had a great season. Leading in the points in his rookie season. Has been leading in the points since he won in Las Vegas. And he just might pull off a Nathan Baird this season. Of course, Nathan Baird won the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Championship this past year and won it by almost 100 points and clinched the championship 2 races early. Now, the odds of that happening in the Truck Series with fewer races and fewer points to be distributed, it's a little bit slimmer. However, McAngelo Nwangwu has shown himself to be a great driver, very consistent, and if you get a good starting position at a place like this, you're bound to have a pretty good finish in the race. So watch out for Nwangwu tomorrow in the Cheerwine 200. Of course, this is the only race this weekend. The Krispy Kreme Series is off, so we're going to have all of our focus here at the Rock this weekend, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Really looking forward to this race. Been looking forward to it for a while, and the racing we get here is very interesting. We had a very interesting Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here back in April. Seth Cole almost won his first career Napa fan race. Of course, he would eventually win the NOFSRL 500 later in the year, but lost out on pit strategy to Brad Stover, and Brad Stover ended up coming home with the race win here at Rockingham. There's actually one series Brad Stover has never participated in, I do believe, as he has been a veteran to the Krispy Kreme Series, and that's where he is once again this season. Of course, their next race is next week, next Thursday night at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. There is Seth Cole, who almost won here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series earlier in the year. 14th right now for him, so a pretty good run in the Lone Wolf Motorsports number 52. I believe the owner's leader right now is Beast Racing and Robin Hood Racing. I believe those two teams are tied for the top position in the owner's championship, that being Marty Johnson and Christian Russell, the owners. So we'll have to see how that all shakes out, because the owner's championship runs a completely different system than the driver's championship. So probably going to get a different owner's champion than a driver's champion. So it's not going to line up with the driver's champion also winning the owner's championship for their team, because only the top 10 finishers in the owners each race get championship points, and because of that, it's going to look a little bit different. Now, if a team is really good, then they'll definitely easily win that owner's championship, even if their driver also wins the championship as well. You got to do pretty good for that to happen. You got to get those top 10s. Skylar Perry for Jordan Lopez's team. And Jesse Turner, 10th fastest in this session. Jason Holman's Fight Hard Racing right there. But it's all Rainy Motorsports and Dan Park here today in Cheerwine 200 qualifying fastest time of the session, 25.255. Just ahead of Andrew Ross and Skylar Perry. Dale Lightning 4th. McAngelo and the Wangwu 5th. Matt Tuck, Nick Smith, Owen Miles, Trey Smith, Jesse Turner. So they're going to line up in the top 10 for tomorrow's 50-lap race here at the Rockingham Speedway. That does it. That's how they'll line up right there. Check to see if we got any ties.
Drivers, to your car.
And I do not believe we have any, so there is a starting lineup for tomorrow's Cheerwine 200 from the Rockingham Speedway. Hope you guys join us at 11 a.m. Eastern over on Napa Fan. Going to be a great race for the 5th race of the season. And then afterwards, it starts really getting good when we hit Charlotte, Watkins Glen, Texas, Texas World. Those are the next 4 races after this one. So stick around. We got a lot of great races coming up throughout the month of October and November coming up as well. November's just around the corner, and that is the month where your season makes or breaks. So gonna be very interesting to see who gets it done here in season number 6 of the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Congratulations to Dan Park for winning the pole position here at Rockingham. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for the race, the Cheerwine 200 from the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. I will see you guys later.